I could say I'm married to a white Maasai.
I think being at Campi Kanzi in front of Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain of Africa, in the Chyulu Hills, the Green Hills of Africa of Ernest Hemingway, with the Maasai, you have the most iconic elements of the continent. And I think that an experience here will be life-changing.
With regard to going back to the UK, I have no plans at all. Kenya is now my home. It's firmly running through my blood, absolutely.
My Kenyan roots started when I was 10. My father was coming to Kenya for, in those days, unfortunately, was hunting. And I was exposed to his passion for Africa and particularly for Kenya. And that is how far it goes. I remember this first safari that we did in 1975, exactly where I ended up living between Sabo and Amboseli. I remember passing through the Maasai village near Campi Kanzi. And then after my high school, I spent 2 months in Lake Naivasha with farmers who were a friend of my father, and that made an immense impact in my life. And I decided to come and live to Kenya. It took me a while. I did my thesis on wildlife as natural resource in Kenya, sustainable development and environment conservation in economics. And that led to the creation of Campi Kanzi as a joint venture with Chyulu Group Ranch. When I created Campi Kanzi, the entire idea was to create a joint venture in tourism with the Maasai community. We created Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust to deliver more services to the community. And 14 years later, the trust employs 247 Kenyans running education programs where 7,000 pupils goes to school, thanks to 50 teachers. We employ 101 rangers into the group ranch, decreasing the level of conflicts between human beings and wildlife. And we employ a doctor, the only one in the ecosystem, and nurses to deliver health services to the community.
I met Luca in Italy a long time ago, and he always told me that he was in love with Kenya and he wanted to come and live in Kenya, and I never trusted him. I thought it was just a dream. And then one day he came to me and he asked me, will you come to live in Kenya? And so I decided to join him, and it was the very beginning of this adventure. So it was the 95, so we came here and we lived in a small tent with no running water and no electricity for 2 years while we were building everything here with the Maasai. And then finally we opened the lodge, and so I was part of this dream and this project since the very beginning. I am a trustee, and my role in the Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust is linked to the education field. I follow this project of a school. It's called the Kanzi Academy, and it's for gifted Maasai pupils. Together with my children, we try to give them the best education. We try to expose them to many simulations. We try to give them the chance to have a future and to be able to choose what they will want to do with their life. Especially with girls, you know, Maasai girls, it's quite difficult to be a Maasai girl because they don't have many choices and they're forced to marry when they're young. And so we try to give the chance to women, to girls and then women, so that they can become what they want in their life.
When I did my thesis on wildlife as a natural resource in Kenya, I debated about what is called technically consumptive use of wildlife. We did a game survey, a game count. With Kenya Wildlife Service, we were told what would have been the possible quota of animals which could have been killed, and we adopted them. And we asked the Maasai to become their guardian. And so what the money that we would have made by selling these animals, we actually gave them as salaries to the Game Scout every year to prove to the Maasai that an alive animal is worth more money than a dead animal. And I'm a strong believer that you can deliver effective and productive conservation through non-consumptive use of wildlife, just through tourism.
Hello. Hi. My name is Samson Parashina. I'm the chairman of the board of Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust. Welcome to Chyulu Conservation and Research Center. Please join me as I take you around. So the Chyulu Conservation Research Center has the main purpose is a place where researchers can work, heads of departments like conservation department, health department, and education department. So this is where the data that is collected from the field is put into the computer, and then they create maps that can help us operate. So this is basically a place where different head of department have strategic plans that the people out there in the field can follow. This office here is where the conservation managers work, and their work is to manage 100 rangers who are all deployed within the Kuku group range. They basically ensure that they compact poaching, make sure no cutting down of trees and diversion of rivers, and also to control fires. One of the examples of their work is to ensure that even though they have their data of the computer, but on the field, you can see where indicated in green and yellow is where we deploy our rangers. This is where they ensure that they do their patrol to compact poaching.
Because of the presence of the community rangers in the group range, we are able to manage to control poaching. And also we have good relationship with the government agency like Kenya Wildlife Service. We have an MOU, Memorandum of Understanding with KWS. And also we have good relationship with the administration. So they are really helping us in what we are doing. We also protect the livestock, because we have a unit in us that is called Rangers, Simba Scouts, that they go out, they monitor lions, and if they see lions, which is very close to the livestock or goats, they alert the herders. So also we also help in protecting the livestock for this community.
I think people have an amazing opportunity by choosing to come on safari at Campi Kanzi. For every night that a tourist spends at Campi Kanzi, $100 are given to Maasai Wilderness Conservation Trust. Check maasai.com and come and visit and support a community project that is making an amazing impact on the Maasai community.